Preston of Resource Maven. I'm here at the Metals Investor Conference, Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver in May, and I'm joined by Eric Jensen of, I was about to say Eurasian Minerals, I still do that, of EMX Royalty, name change, now 6 or 8 months ago, so I should be used to it by now. EMX, longtime project generator, now that business model transitioned into only keeping royalties, so hence the name change to royalty generator.
Yep.
And I think it's kind of cool how that name change captures a bit of the fact that EMX is focused on deals, is focused on a lot of sort of corporate activity, finding assets and then making good deals on them.
That's right.
And that's really been the focus for you guys in the last sort of 6 months. You've been very busy on the corporate side.
That's right. Yeah, that's always been a strength of our group, is the commercial activity and our ability to engineer, really top tier deals for our assets. And just the caliber of partner that we bring into our assets. Recently we've announced deals with Antofagasta. Salt 32 has just joined us now. Rio Tinto, more repeat business with them, and we're going to have some more announcements coming out. So the caliber of partner also speaks to the caliber of product that we're capable of generating. We've done that for a long time now.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you guys have, I would say, one of the strongest technical teams out there. I feel like maybe even your accountant is a geologist. Like everybody's a geologist in this company.
Yeah, a lot of technical skills in the company, is for sure about that. And that's fun. It's a good group to work with, and we're always on the lookout for additional talent. So one of the things I'm doing right now is, we've been trying to look at the next generation of contributor to the company. And so we brought in a number of young, very talented, enthusiastic people who are going to be coming up behind the ranks of, like myself, the Dave Coles, Dave Johnsons. So we have a new generation of people coming in too that are going to give progressive exposure to.
And it's a pretty interesting skill set that you need for your business. So it's not just geology, it's not just technical strength, but you need to be able to go into random country X, to be honest, and not just assess whether there's a geologic opportunity there, but like, can you set up a business model? Can you set up a subsidiary there? Does the taxation and royalty situation work? Like, how does the social license work? Like, you guys go into frontier territories and figure that stuff out.
Yeah, it's really easy to become enamored with geologic potential. And this is, because as a geologist, you love this stuff. It's like, look at this greenstone belt.
Oh.
Then you look at the fiscal regime, and you see they've got an 8% state royalty, 35% corporate income tax rate, and power costs, 30 cents per kilowatt hour. Suddenly you're looking, wait a minute, what's the actual commercial opportunity here? So not unfortunately, this is a business, so you wear a business hat. And we have to teach that to people, because you don't learn that in the university systems. We come out as geologists. I spent years in the science library with my nose down, reading obscure journals to produce a thesis, but then you come out and you start thinking about things like corporate income tax rates.
Right.
And you learn those things as you go, what a mining law is, how mineral rights function in a country. So we're always, my first stop in a country, I like to go to the geological survey, but I also go to the law firms to talk to them about corporate setup and things of that sort. So we meet with the government. What's your tax rate? What does your dividend tax look like? And all these sort of things. These are important.
And for you guys too, also inking deals. So all of the project partnership and royalty deals. There's a big range of how those can come together.
Oh, yeah.
And that's another big component in how this all works.
Absolutely. Anyone that signed a joint venture agreement can probably appreciate our sort of focus on royalties, because royalty agreements are complicated enough, but they're so much simpler than trying to execute a JV agreement well before something goes into production. You have to imagine all these crazy contingency scenarios, and then you end up with 16 pages of indemnity language, and then so you almost pick up a legal degree along the way too. But
so hence the focus on royalties.
Easier.
And you guys, your royalty situation has grown organically, has grown through acquisitions, to the point where you're basically cash flow neutral at this point. You're getting enough money in on project payments, advance royalties, and royalties that you can fund all of this work you do going around the world and trying to find new opportunities.
Yeah, I'm a business person, and with the technical side, of course. I love geology, I love looking at drill core, but at the same time, my business units I want those things to be cash flow positives. These things should be they shouldn't be cost centers, they should be profit generators, and they are. So our business units are operating very well right now, and they're like Turkey, for example, is generating a lot of revenue for the company.
Right, which makes the EMX almost unique in the exploration space.
Yeah.
One of the things that you guys do, speaking of sort of corporate activity and ways to approach this business model, is strategic investments, and I have to bring up one in particular. It was quite a few years ago. You invested in IG Copper, and you now own 41% of that company, which owns half of this absolutely immense copper gold porphyry in the far east of Russia. So it kind of captures a bunch of it. Like, you guys are willing to go to the far east of Russia, you're willing to make this strategic investment in this small little company. But now this is all sort of coming probably to fruition in an interesting way.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've recently engaged Scotiabank to help shepherd a transaction on that asset, and we're looking forward to the day we can do that.
Right, and he can't say say much more than that.
Yeah, well, we have a good group. They're a very capable group, and we have full confidence that they're going to be able to deliver on their intent. So,
absolutely. Yeah. And what matters here is this asset is really big. So even when you apply reasonable to conservative assumptions on price per pound in the ground or per ounce in the ground, I mean, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of deal for this thing to sell, and EMX gets sort of 20% of that value because of the ownership that you acquired and maintained in this strategic company.
That's right. I can't go into great detail in terms of ultimate structures of the deal and things of that sort, but yeah, we're pretty excited about it. And if it's not for us, if one doesn't come together, there's still a lot of value to be captured here, and so we'll get something done. I'm sure at some point.
For sure, the copper market needs more copper in the next few years, and there's a lot of it at Malmich. Which is this project.
Yeah, like you said, this is one of the world's big ongoing discoveries of copper and gold, and it's not just a porphyry deposit; it's a district, and that's what really separates this thing from a number of opportunities that are out there globally. This isn't one deposit; it's a cluster. And so, yeah, the long-term potential here is great, and I think the people in the market, there's some obvious suitors in that part of the world are seeing that.
That's exciting.
It's very exciting. And our investment in that was fairly modest. The one thing that really drove, frankly, the one thing that really drove value for IG Copper through the years is their ability to drill at a very low cost. And so, their average cost per meter for drilling in Siberia is $80. Now, they have some.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and they have their own drills, and they've done a very good job of shepherding that and creating a lot of value through conservative expenditures on drilling. So, when we invest money there, it's highly leveraged. We're not paying $300 a meter; we're paying $80. So you can get 4 times as much drilling done, and that part of that though is a reflection of the infrastructure. We're not helicopter flying, supporting a drill program. This is right off a paved highway. Yeah. So they have fantastic infrastructure in that area that allows us that ease of access that contributes to that bottom line. So
I mean, that's all part of assessing the risk reward, just like we started this conversation with, from corporate tax rates through to can you access the project and how is it all gonna leverage at the end of the day. And
in Far Eastern Russia too, they've done a very good job at creating a tax regime that's supportive of development for these types of assets. So yeah, they've there is a royalty in Russia, but there's a royalty holiday, for example, and they have ways of encouraging development for these projects. So you take all those things into consideration. Now, but we're willing to go to jurisdictions. Other companies may say that's probably not our cup of tea, but there's always suitors because when you find that much metal, someone's going to be there for it.
Absolutely. Okay, well. Best of luck out there. I'm sure you're assessing new opportunities. I know that you're assessing new opportunities all the time.
We have a great team.
And have a lot of projects to keep abreast of. So I look forward to keeping up with the news and hopefully hearing something from Russia in the near future.
We're really energized. Everyone in the company right now is really energized. We have a number, including that with the developments in Malmich. There's a lot happening in the company right now. Lots of deal flow, lots of activity, and everyone's fired up right now. It's fun.
Good stuff.
Thanks, Gwen.
Thanks.